How do you really grow a business quickly? How do you multiply the value of a business by 150%? And how do you do that on the completion day? And I thought, that's a good question. We had a question in our private investor club today, actually. One of our private investors was on the phone to me one-to-one, as that's the way I like to work. And he asked me, how do you really grow a business quickly? How do you multiply the value of a business by 150%? And how do you do that on the completion day? And I thought, that's a good question. And and I love kind of questions like that because I love financial alchemy, financial engineering. So how do you multiply, increase the value, force the value of a business by 150% on the day of completion? Well, it's kind of like the quantum world. You know the quantum world, quantum mechanics, fission actually. Fission, fusion, where you smash two particles together or separate the particles. By doing that, we're talking the smallest matter on the planet here. When you smash them together, it creates a massive burst of energy. It's kind of like commercial property and businesses. So if you get a massive burst of energy from smashing neutrons and electrons and protons together, how does that work? How does that apply to the world of business buying and commercial property? Well, it's really, really kind of simple. And we've got a little prop here. So imagine this is a business. And usually what people do is in a business, obviously the trading business will be in there. Yeah, that's a trading business. But what people usually do is they then put the assets in the same business, the same company. The assets are commercial real estate, could be fixed assets, IP, intellectual property, obviously stock and that kind of thing. But what they also do is also put all the potential contingent liabilities in the same business, in the same box or the same company. Now, the issue with this is it kind of flaunts one of my rules, one of my laws, and this is the law of never have assets sleeping with liabilities in the same company. Now, how do you fix this? And how do you fix this at the same time as growing the business 150% in value on the day of completion of the purchase of that business? And it's really, really simple. Not easy to do, but it's really, really simple concept. And it's kind of like the old quantum world. So what we like to do is take this, for example, we like to take the component parts out, liabilities, put them in a company. What are liabilities? Potentially your customers, potentially your staff, potentially your contractors, anybody you contract with. I call them moving parts. Liabilities are any moving parts. You take them out, put them in a separate company. You then take the assets out, for example, like the commercial real estate, put them in a separate company. And then you're left with just the trading business in this entity. Now, how on earth does that increase the value? Well, that's a good question. And how do you not crystallize stamp duty, VAT, when you're doing this kind of thing? Well, the most important thing to do in this environment is, if you really want to grow the property, is you got to remember one basic thing. Businesses are valued on multiples of EBITDA, multiples of profit mostly. And EBITDA is just a fancy word for profit, yeah? So the average in the UK is 2.6 times, yeah? But, we're doing a deal right now and we're paying 6 times. And, we think that's a full and fair price for a very good business with a great management team and some great moats around there as well. So if we're paying, let's call it 5 times, or 6 times even, it's a full price. How do you 150% increase the value day one on completion? You do it by splitting the atom, I call it, splitting the atom, like the quantum world, moving the commercial real estate out of the same vehicle as the business and creating a legal agreement between those two entities. Now, why does that increase the value? Increase the value because, remember, if we're paying 6 times on the deal we're doing just now, then on a yield basis, and that's a multiple of profits. Over here, you've got a valuation based on a yield. Now, yield on this kind of situation would be at least 12 times on the rent. Yeah. So you've gone from 6 multiple to 12 multiple over here. If you then buy a few more businesses and sell that off to a bigger company, then your yield over here might go to 16 multiple. So you've gone from 6 to 12, buy a few more, and you might go to 16. Now, it sounds pretty simple, and it is pretty simple. Actually doing it in a way you don't crystallize stamp duty, commercial property stamp duty, you don't crystallize VAT, which could be huge, and you don't crystallize a capital gain. there's a very very simple and creative strategy where you can do all this, restructure your business in such a way to add the value, but also protect yourself against crystallized stamp duty, capital gains tax, or VAT. And we jump into this in the game of wealth. We explain all these strategies in the game of wealth, and our clients understand how to do this in a way that's legal, compliant, HMRC approved. If you want to find out how, then click the link below. Look forward to chatting soon.